Breaking right now at noon on CBS News Philadelphia. Guilty on all counts. The jury convicts the president's son, Hunter Biden, on all 3 felony charges in his federal gun trial. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Donovan. The jury deliberated for just a few hours, and within the last hour, they delivered their verdict. CBS News Philadelphia reporter Madeline Wright is outside the courthouse in Wilmington with more. Good afternoon, Madeline.
Good afternoon, Jim. This is a historic first for the child of a sitting president. The verdict came down after emotional testimony about Hunter Biden's drug use from his ex-wife, from his sister-in-law, and from his daughter. Hunter Biden has been found guilty on 3 counts. Count 1, making a false statement in the purchase of a firearm. Count 2, making a false statement to a licensed firearms dealer. And count 3, firearm possession by an unlawful user or addict. This is video of the Biden family leaving court shortly after the verdict was announced. The jury of 6 men and 6 women deliberated for 3 hours over the course of 2 days. They concluded the president's son lied to a federally licensed gun dealer, made a false claim on his gun purchase application by saying he wasn't a drug user, and illegally owned a pistol for 11 days. Hunter faces another trial in September in California on charges of failing to pay $1.4 million in taxes. His legal troubles come at a time when his father, President Joe Biden, is campaigning for re-election. Hunter Biden is now a convicted felon. He faces up to 25 years in prison and $750,000 in fines. Live in Wilmington, Delaware, Madeline Wright, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Thank you, Madeline, for that update. Turning now to Montgomery County, a shelter-in-place order due to police activity in a Horsham neighborhood has been lifted after several hours. That's after police say they've taken a suspect into custody without incident. Montgomery County reporter Kim Hudson is in Horsham near the scene and talking to law enforcement. What's the latest there, Kim?
Well, Jim, things are quiet now here at the Horsham town neighborhood. I want to go in and step out of the way so you can see that this is a small street, but it was packed with several police department vehicles. Chopper 3 overlooking the scene earlier this morning. A neighbor tells us he figured something was wrong around 6:30 this morning when he saw reports of a possible domestic incident on Facebook. He says he then stepped outside his home and saw police cars up and down the block. He was stunned.
Never any incidences. It's a safe neighborhood. It's a great neighborhood to raise your children. And I lived, like I said, I lived along here my whole life. And it's disturbing to see this.
At 10:45 this morning, Horsham Township tweeted that a suspect has been taken into custody. Now, we do have emails and phone calls out to Horsham Township Police, as well as the Montgomery County Department of Public Safety. As soon as we get more information, we will be sure to pass it along. For now, live in Horsham, Kim Hudson, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Thank you, Kim. Meanwhile, more breaking news in Camden County, where someone just became $221 million richer after hitting the Powerball jackpot. The winning ticket was sold at the Preet Food Mark on Chews Landing Road in Lindenwold. A news conference just started there a few moments ago. If the winner takes the cash option, they get a lump sum payment of a little more than $104 million. The store that sold the ticket also receives a $30,000 bonus. We'll have the latest on the search for that lucky winner in Lindenwold starting today at 4. Turning to our next weather forecast, let's get a live look down the shore. It's a very peaceful afternoon in Ocean City. Lots of people were out walking on the boardwalk earlier. Meteorologist Andrew Kozak has a check of the next weather forecast. Good afternoon, Andrew.
Hey, Jim. Lots of sunshine at the shore. A little bit more cloud cover a little further inland. There's what Philadelphia looks like across Center City right now. We will continue to see more times of clouds this afternoon, maybe even squeeze out a sprinkle. Atlantic City, though, looking pretty nice across the area. And with a light west wind, we don't have much of a sea breeze. Most of us are going to warm back up into the 70s to low 80s. This is the current look at the picture right now. We'll expand that view out. Thicker cloud cover upstate New York and back toward western PA. For the most part, we continue to have some pretty decent skies today, although, again, a little bit more cloud cover than yesterday. Enjoy the 70s today because things are going to start to heat up over the course of the next couple of days. We'll make it to 75 in the city, 72 at the shore, and 73 in the Lehigh Valley with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies. Again, we've got a lot to track when we come up. We'll be turning up the heat, the humidity. We're going to be talking about chasing 90-degree highs late in the week. It could feel with that humidity closer to 100. And we'll also talk about your Father's Day forecast, which is this weekend. Of course, on Sunday, Father's Day. We also are going to tease ahead. Normally don't go past 7 days, but we're going to talk a little bit more about the long term because we could get in a little stretch of 90-degree temperatures next week. So get ready because we are talking about summertime heat arriving just in time for summer to arrive on the 20th, or at least maybe a little bit before that. All of that coming up in your full forecast in just a couple of minutes. Jim.
Thank you, Andrew. An update now on a 3-alarm fire yesterday in East Windsor, Mercer County. Look at this video. The Red Cross says it's helping 47 people who've been displaced from 24 units at the American Way condominium complex. Many lost everything. The fire broke out around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. High school student Frankie Garcia had just gotten home from school when the fire broke out.
I'm happy I was home, honestly, just because my dad was asleep and my brother wasn't home and my mom was at work.
Town provided hotel rooms for displaced residents. The Red Cross is meeting with affected families to connect them with help. Philadelphia leaders are coming together to make the case for more funding for schools in the city. They want the Pennsylvania legislature to pass the state budget that would close a $1.4 billion funding gap for schools. The State House approved the funding plan yesterday. Now it's up to the state Senate to pass the bill.
None of our schools have the resources that they need to provide the kind of 21st century quality first-class education that our students in our great city deserve.
A report in January found that Pennsylvania public schools are underfunded by more than $5 billion a year. Today and tomorrow, drivers on I-95 should expect daytime lane closures. The right lane on I-95 northbound will be closed between the Columbus Boulevard on-ramp and the 676 off-ramp. Closures start at 9 a.m., last until 3 p.m. Crews will be working on part of the I-95 CAP project at Penn's Landing.